Reapers Underground. We hope you survive.
Yes. What's up, my demons, on a Monday? Oh, I know. That's right. It's actually time for an edition of Reapers Underground. We haven't been on a Monday night in, oh man, I can't remember how long. But when my good friend, colleague, and excellent human, David J. Paul, said, Reaper, let me on the show. I said, damn it, we've been trying to do this for like a year and a half. Yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it. He is with us tonight. And I wanted to make sure that before we had the season finale of Reapers Underground for the year 2024, I wanted to make sure that we got him on. And we're going to be talking about all the fan-fucking-tastic projects that he's got coming up, and quite the career in indie film, as he is just very much kind of like myself. We do a little bit of everything. It's not just horror all the time. Sometimes it's thriller, sometimes it's psychological, sometimes it's action. So before we get into that, this is the time for you guys to share this out. Anywhere and everywhere there is a horror lover. I don't care if you have to wake up your mom, your grandma, your auntie, your cousin, your little brother Ray Ray over there. I don't give a shit. Make sure that you are sharing this out because you're about to get a clinic from one of the masters right now. Before we get into all this business, though, we're going to take a quick commercial break to our brother over at Horror Struck Hot Sauce, hotter than hell. Check it out. That's right. If you are a hot sauce lover and a horror lover, let me tell you, Horror Struck Hot Sauce has got the flavors that will pretty much fit in any level of darkness and flavor that you want in a hot sauce. Get over there right now. He's got some new flavors just in time for the holiday. That's right, Horror Struck Hot Sauce. Check them out. All right. Good evening, Lizzie, Cody, Mortimer. What's going on, my brothers and sisters? All right. Welcome, finally. David J. Paul, how are you doing tonight, brother?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on, man. It took almost forever.
I'm serious. We've been talking about it. We've been messaging about it for a very long time. And we were actually just in a production together. Although I think I missed you by like a week on, let's see here, Return of the Corn Zombies, man. It was so great to see you get on that epic second installment of the Corn Zombie universe. Unfortunately, I was only there for a day because I had back-to-back filming in like 3 other states. I was like, shit.
At least you were on, so that's cool.
Exactly, man. So let's just get down to it, man. What kind of inspired you to get into acting?
So before acting, I mean, I never even thought about acting at first. I was an athlete. After high school, I decided to go out to LA, and I was a walk-on for a CBA basketball team that is the minor leagues to the LA Clippers. So I went up there. They were looking for a 3-point shooter specialist.
Ooh.
I had the game. I had the shot. So I went out there for a 1-day tryout, and I made the team. But then in the middle of that, I broke my foot. So right as soon as they showed me this paper on the roster, like, hey, I got good news and bad news. I hate when people do that, right? So they said the good news is, look, your name's on the roster. You really shot the lights out, and that's what we're looking for. But the bad news is that, dude, you can't walk. You already broke your foot. So we have to get somebody else on the team. So it was a bummer, but then again, it was cool because I knew that I could make the team. So I still had the itch, right, to still be a pro athlete somewhere.
Sure.
So I decided, let me try up bowling. Believe it or not, I have old sports. I had to go through a sanctioned league at first to see if I could qualify. So I went through one league. I had to bowl 3 games a week for 36 weeks, and in that time period, you have to maintain over 200 average.
Right,
and that was hard as shit.
Yes.
But at the very last day, I managed to get a 201 because I was just getting blasted out and I was bowling. And so I made a 201 average. So I got my PBA card. I qualified. I went pro for a full year up and down the East Coast from New Jersey, always down to Florida. And
Jersey loves their bowling.
Oh, I love bowling. But unfortunately, in the middle of a tournament, a live tournament, I threw out my lower left sciatic nerve muscle in my back.
Oh.
So here we go. Strike 2. So now I'm injured. And I'm like, I can't freaking win. Mm-hmm. So after I rehabbed and got my body back to strength again, as they say, it was good to go. Then I still had the love for basketball, so I became an AAU head basketball coach. I still wanted to be a part of the game somehow, some way. So I decided to start a program for 3rd graders. And then from that, everyone started seeing how I coached, got the kids involved. Everyone was having a blast. So I went then from 3rd grade for one AAU basketball team, and I went always up to 8 teams, always up to semi-pro ball players. And I did that from 2003 to 2019. And then I moved down here to Florida, and then I just wanted to have a new career change. And now down here, I just want to pick up something that I had the passion for, and I want to be an actor. So I started.
Nice.
I self-taught myself in real movies and real shows, and never went to acting class. I just self-taught myself on the real stage, and then I got so comfortable at it, it just became second nature. And from that point on, I just grew from being a featured actor to a one-liner actor. And then I went to supporting and then to lead. And now here I am, 79 movies later, man. So I'm having a blast.
Hell.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy because I kind of look at it from the same vantage point as my career started. I was a high school music teacher, teaching high school band. For almost 24 years. And I reached a point where just kind of the light bulb went on. I know, look at me, right? High school teacher. Right. Which is so funny because I was moonlighting as a death metal drummer the entire time. And I would tour in the summers, and then I don't know. It was like I hit a certain age and I was like, well, I'm starting to see some doors open. It might be time if I make this jump to try to live out that other passion, give it a shot, go for it. Yeah. So I ended up retiring early, because I would have had to have done, oh man, probably another 30 or so years, depending. I think it's like 64, 65 is when they make you mandatory. So yeah, man, fucking tasking. And, it's kind of funny. You talk about all those injuries and shit. My knees were starting to go super fast. Double bass is just not kicking it anymore. And then I could feel a little bit of the arthritis in my back starting to kick in because I got scoliosis. And it was like, yeah, let's try this now before my body can't do anything.
It's like your mind.
Go ahead.
Your mind tells you can do it, and then your body says, So So
And that's so fucking true. I'm not sure what your age is, but I just turned 48, and it's like my mind is still like, oh yeah, you can go all night. You can do just about anything. You want to take bumps, you can take bumps. You
yeah.
got to take a punch here and there, whatever. And it's like the body's afterwards. It's like, so you thought you still could do it.
Yep. Yep. I know the feeling.
So what was some of those films that was there like any particular actors or films that really inspired you to go this route?
So when I was a kid, I was really, really fixated on James Dean. James Dean was a badass. He was cool as hell. And, I like him because he made a path for himself where he didn't really follow anybody. He just did it what he wanted to do. And he was just a rebel. And what he did, he just brought a whole new kind of light to that kind of actor on a movie set. Like, you don't see those kind of actors, right? That just
not anymore. No.
And right away, you're like, oh, this guy's cool as hell. Like, I want to see what he do. And then he delivered. He was a wild guy off stage as well. Driving fast cars, dating everybody. It's just that he was just a wild.
I think it was a lot of attitude,
yeah,
like a different kind of attitude.
Yeah. But I mean, sometimes he didn't really have a good side to him too. But
sure.
But the majority of the time he was a really cool dude. So I loved watching him. Loved watching him in his movies, and I loved the coolness. So and the personality. So that's what I liked. And then I also liked Elvis Presley. Yeah, he was awesome. And believe it or not, before he passed away, he actually was going to start retiring from singing for a full year or two. And he wanted to dedicate himself to be a true dramatic actor.
Nice. Yeah, he could have done it.
Well, he was going to do it. And he just said, I don't want to sing anymore in these movies. I just want to be a dramatic actor. And then after a couple of years, he was going to come back. And then, of course, sing again. But that's another guy that I looked up to as an actor. So both those guys are pretty cool in my eyes. Yep.
You don't really hear that in the realm of indie film, especially like the horror roles that you've done. Did they just kind of like, did they have an appeal to you, or what was your first choice of a role that you wanted to get into?
So I love horror films. I love the villain roles. Villain roles to me are badass. It basically screams out multi personalities in a way, right?
Right.
It's like you could turn something on like a good guy and make the audience think you're a good guy, and then boom, the next time you could just raise it to a whole new level of being like a bad dude, like a flip of a switch. I like changing the personalities on the fly. I like the cool, sweet talk kind of guy. And then next thing you know, he's like ultimate villain. Like he's killing people behind the scenes. No one knows, has those kind of things. I like those.
It's like that Dexter vibe.
Yep. I like that. Now, if you're a good guy, well, guess what? Everyone's going to know you're a good guy. You can't do anything else. You can't be a bad guy. You can't turn.
You get kind of pigeonholed. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me with the villain, I like the versatility. I like different ranges. I love challenging myself in every single role. So whenever I've been offered scripts, they said, hey, I think this is to your liking. Please read it. And I say right off the bat, if there's a role that you see me playing, I want it to be very challenging. I love challenging myself. I love trying to be the best that I could be. And if there's a role in a movie that's really challenging and a lot of people can't tackle it, I would like to be first choice to try and tackle it instead of waiting. That's just my go-to personality,
Yeah, I mean, as an actor, I kind of feel that too. It's like, if there's even a shred of chance, because most people, when they look at me normally, like without the face paint and all that stuff, they're like, oh man, you just exuberate, asshole. They look at the stature, the size, and all that stuff. Oh, you make a great bad guy. Well, it's like, yeah, of course. And then they talk to me for the first time. It's like, wow, you're really fucking nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I've yet to get a role that is a bit nicer, which is fine. But
Yeah.
I think that would actually be a really good challenge for me. And I love the fact that you're constantly, trying to step in and out of all the different sides.
Mhm.
It shows range. In my opinion, also, it makes you more marketable.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind playing a good guy. There's going to be some movies that I'm going to play a good guy. But unfortunately, I've been so typecast so long in the industry that people really can't see it as much. So what I decided to do was make my own script and make myself the good guy, just so I could show people, okay, I know you already see me as the villain enough, but I also could play a good guy very convincing as well. So that's why I'm pretty much just writing stuff in, showing people that I am tasked.
yeah, I mean, when you're at the helm, I mean that changes everything. It's
Yeah.
your story.
Mm-hmm.
You've almost kind of written that character for you.
Yeah.
So I don't see how that would be too tough to embody because you're the brains behind it. It's just the tough part, and this is something for all of you out there in the Morgrot universe that are want to be actors, or you're actually trying to get roles right now. It's hard convincing directors that you can be that good guy. At least I've found that a little bit, but anytime that I have to nail a psychotic role, it's like you're there. And it hasn't been that hard because I can tap into that. I love that mischievous side like you do. It's almost kind of fun, like a game, where you can appear to be this, I'm this nice, caring guy, and then I'm going to gut you at the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And would you say that's kind of true about the role that you had in Return of the Corn Zombies?
Well, first of all, I'm really, really happy that I was part of that movie. Thank you for S.J. Herman, Ann Mirna. Everyone was awesome. A great cast, great ensemble cast, great crew. Even though it's the sequel to the Corn Zombies franchise, it was so fun just to be around so many zombies and have a great story to it, and so many twists and turns that, I mean, come on, it's a zombie movie. Who doesn't like zombie movies? And when you get the twist and a great story, I mean, when I had the opportunity to play the villain in the movie as Sean, I was like, dude, yes. I mean, there was nothing else I would have took. I just wanted the villain role, and thank God I got chosen for it. And I think I made Sean as a badass villain as I could. And I'm really excited for everybody to see it when it comes out, and looking forward to many more working with those guys.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm looking here. I don't think they have exactly the official trailer out yet. Let me just double check because there's so many different. Hold on here. Acrostar Films. That might be what I'm missing. Because they have just so many, so many trailers. Because I mean, that's one thing I can always say that I love so much about working with Acrostar Films is they really get their stuff out quick. Would you say that they're one of the fastest production companies as far as releases?
Hands down, yes. And with this movie and Attack of the Corn Zombies, it got picked up by Bayview Distribution. They're one of the big.
It did, yes.
And it's awesome. That's going to be coming out, from what I heard, it's coming out February 2025 on DVD, Blu-ray, streaming. So if people love the zombie field, this is definitely one hell of a movie to watch.
Definitely. And just looking through their website here, we do have a little bit of a clip. Let me see here, because it's just kind of strange. I figured it would have been at like the top, but it's not. Because they have had some other releases come out recently as well. So let me just pull that up real quick. All right. We're going to take a quick look at Return of the Corn Zombies. There we go. As soon as that pops up. Gotta love technology. All right. And let's check out a quick look at Return of the Corn.
While we continue to monitor this developing story, we have nothing new to report since communication went silent. The last transmission received was for everyone to shelter in place and travel only if life or limb are threatened. We will continue bringing you the latest information until it is no longer safe to do so. This is Steve Romeo, hoping I am not signing off for the last time using these words. Do not eat the corn.
And that is not even the best look at what they got coming up for this film. Definitely go to Acrostar, Indie Horror Films by Acrostar Productions to catch all the latest trailer information and stuff like that, because I know they are in post-production now. And they've been showing quite a few little, tidbits here and there, and it looks amazeballs. Especially locations, because honestly, when we shot the first one that I was got my debut start, there wasn't a whole lot. This one is bigger, badder, and we can't wait to see David J. Paul as one of the survivor leaders of the current society at this time. I really do love that idea, because a lot of the time, except for Romero, I think was the first one to show us like the aftermath of a zombie apocalypse, through time. And he did an amazing job. But it's a little bit more cutting edge. I think it's a little bit more with the times as well. And to think that this is, in the 70s makes it all the cooler.
Yeah. Go back in time. Yep.
Absolutely, man. Let's see here. Let's talk about this one, because when I saw that you were in this particular film, I was blown away. Devil's Night. What was it like working with the great Kevin Sorbo?
I'll tell you, the man, the myth, Hercules himself. It was how do you say? It's like a kid in the candy store, right? It's like when you're growing up watching Hercules, the TV show on TV, you're like, this guy's badass, he's Hercules. And then when you see him right up close to you, and his voice is the same, his appearance is still the same, you're like, wow.
Yeah, he's still a pretty big boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like 6'3". Yeah, but he's still the same. He's still a badass actor. It never leaves you. It's like on a bicycle, right? It's like when you learn how to ride a bike, you never forget it. And it's the same thing with him. It's like every time he steps on foot of a TV show or a movie, it's always going to be him. He always has that it factor with him. So yeah. He was awesome. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your character in that one.
All right, so I play Ianto. I play one of two brothers that is a Scandinavian warrior, and my brother and I, our whole family got wiped out by these mythical creatures, right? So we want to get revenge of these creatures,
Oh
and,
yeah.
and we heard that the king of Varoka needs to summon, the bravest warriors around to protect the king and the castle from these mythical creatures before it, runs all over the damn place. So my brother and I, we're part of this group called the Lost Blades. We're the badass warriors with 10. So it's 10 of us, right? And
Mhm.
each has a specific skill of fighting. And we go on a mission, and the king orders us to go hunt these creatures down and kill them. And that's what we do. Each one of us, we get picked off one at a time because these
Ooh.
creatures are pretty damn badass. They're strong, right? And
Mhm.
it takes a whole bunch of us to just try and kill these things. So my brother and I mainly have our own agenda. Our own agenda is to get revenge off the Bone Devil who killed their family. That's the only reason why we went to, try and fight these creatures with the Lost Blades. And once we had the opportunity, my brother and I, we made the best that we could out of it, and we had the opportunity to fight the Bone Devil. And
Mm.
and you just
I
gotta
love
watch
I love the name.
it. Minotaur. There's a lizard creature. There's a cyclops. Yeah, it's pretty bad, but you guys got to watch it. It's on Amazon Prime right now. I was in the movie with Kevin Sorbo, Eric Roberts, Daniel Baldwin, Angie
Mm.
Everhart from Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so there's so many good actors in this movie. So the
Yes.
crew, it was really badass. It was awesome.
Now, was it physically demanding? Because when you do a period piece like that, you got swords, you got to carry armor and shit like that. So
Yes, it was. And I must say, with all the costumes and the gear and everything like that, I had to have a shield with me. I had to have a long sword. Before we went to film, we went to training to
oh
learn
yeah,
how to sword fight for 48 hours before actual filming, just so we know what we're doing, right?
oh
So,
yeah, definitely.
so that's cool. That was like freaking boot camp. And it was 105-degree weather,
Ooh.
and we were out for 3 weeks. So, so we were trained. We were properly trained. Uh, Everything was awesome. We filmed that movie in Texas. It's a small town called Belleville, Texas, and
Mortimer out there in the comment section might know that place.
yeah, it was awesome. I met a lot of cool friends after that we've been staying in touch with. We've been talking to each other about re-teaming up with each other in different movies.
Nice.
So it was grueling, it was demanding, but it was so freaking fun though. It's like I'm a big history buff, so whenever
Yeah.
I medieval times, I'm jumping to it. I don't care.
Oh man, I would do that shit in a heartbeat.
It was awesome. It was a great experience.
Man. Especially anything involving, Vlad the Impaler. That would be oh man, that'd be number one for me. But yeah, I've always heard that, whether it's like you said, like a medieval army, or if it's like a SWAT team, that, everyone always has to do that kind of boot camp, like you said. And the camaraderie that comes out of that, I think is something really special. And when, people obviously they do different projects, but I think it also helps though, because it's like, yeah, I can depend on, so and so to really deliver. So I think that was just a very good defining part uh, of your journey thus far.
Thank you.
And then I see you've done Bloody Nun Last Rites. What was that like?
So that was directed by Will Colazzo.
Y'all.
Uh,
We all love Will Colazzo.
Dude, he's very talented. And I went out to New York for that. and we filmed in a church in New York. And it was cool because the whole premise of that story was to find paranormal activity.
Yeah.
And when you're the first one to find it, you win the prize of $500,000. So,
ooh, sign me up.
oh, well, my character was one of two that was part of a TV crew, and we're in there, and we're part of the team to try and catch this down and try and find footage, along with a couple others. So there's 5 contestants, and my TV crew and myself and the host of the show, we were all in it. And sure enough, we go right through the church, and one by one, the spirit of the bloody nun is now released, and now we can't get out. We're trapped. There's no cell service whatsoever because we have
payoff.
Church. So we had to find a way out before each one of us gets killed. And you guys should really watch that one because that's a good one too.
Hell yeah. And I believe some of his films are starting to go on to Trauma Now. So if we have any Trauma Now viewers out there, definitely look for some of Will's crazy, chaotic films. I mean, to be on, something like Devil's Night, was that like a really big kind of change for you to do that film, Bloody Nun?
So I did Bloody Nun before Devil's Night.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
So technically, Bloody Nun was getting me ready for Devil's Night because I also had fighting scenes in Bloody Nun too. So I had to, do some fight choreographs and stuff like that. It was simple to get me ready for Devil's Night. But with Devil's Night, it was more of, like I said, it was more like boot camp. It was more like learn how to sword fight, learn how to take falls, learn how to flip, learn how to do proper techniques. So back in the day, in medieval, you had the swords, you had to learn how to swing properly, swing the body, put up the shields, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, it was grueling, but it's something that you'll never forget once you do it.
And it just goes to show you, the level of passion. It doesn't matter if it's a larger production or a smaller production. Either way, you're invested, you're all in. And that film definitely, shows another side of you. You know what I mean? So I've noticed, from being on one set to the next, every crew runs a little bit different. Sometimes it's a little bit more laid back. Sometimes it's more stringent. Did you see kind of a difference there?
Yeah, I did. Every single set that I go on, like I said, it's all different. From really, really intense to pretty much, okay, guys, you're on set. Give me your phones. You're not going to get it back until you're absolutely done for the day.
And there's I don't think there's too many actors or actresses that would be cool with that.
No, that's brutal. That really is. Because waiting hall until you're called.
No shit.
Boring. You have to find ways to keep yourself entertained.
For sure. That's when you start getting to know people.
Yeah, it's true. But then there's sets where they let your phones out when you're waiting. You could do whatever you want. You can mingle. You could, just they're light, right? So it just all depends. There's closed sets on a lot of these movies too. So it all depends on what project you're doing. If they're like, major celebs on this project, it's a real close set. It's hush hush.
Oh yeah.
Contract.
They're always very stringent about you can't take pictures with so and so.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's so many contracts that I've been signing left and right. I'm almost at a point where I'm forgetting what the hell I'm even signing because there's just so many of them. And but it's exciting, it really is exciting. I'm having a great time so far.
I mean, you're just killing it, man. You're showing up all over the place. And you've done so many films to try to, go over each of them. That could take us, 3 hours. But has there been any sets that you've been on where you actually had to pull double duty, not just act, but even maybe behind the scenes help with stuff?
Yeah. So I did a movie recently called Doll of Deceit.
Yes.
I was one of the producers on it, as well as, once again, I played the lead villain. So that movie,
Of course.
that movie was awesome. That movie is written by Amanda Jensen and Rex McSeaton. Great script. And cast and crew, once again, top notch. They were awesome. Had a great time. My character in that was Richard Dartman. So what he was is a really rich looking Wall Street kind of guy, right? During the day, very well dressed, fedora hat, suit, tie, the whole 9 yards, right? So
it's almost become your signature.
Yeah, I'm starting to get that too. But so I have a great wife in the movie, right? Amanda Jensen's my wife, and
Yes.
during the day we're living it up. Everything is rich, high class, high level. And then next thing you know, my character sees a little change in her when we go and we have a carpenter guy that's going to come into the house to fix up the kitchen a little bit. And when I see a little tension that's happening, a little change between and the carpenter, I'm now thinking, okay, now this guy's making a move with my wife. And
right.
A little bit close attention. So when we're done, I go and I disappear into my office. And when I disappear into the office, I am part of a little, how do you say, dark web. And Pretty Porcelain Playmates. I created a web where I pretty much charge people $200,000 a pop to talk to my character live, like what we're doing. And they want me to make a life-size doll of people that they lost, like died, passed away, a child they couldn't have, or a child but wants a doll that is for them, right? So I ask, what kind of doll do you want? I take all the descriptions down, and then I leave the house, and I go to different locations, like a bar, like a park, like all places, to try and find a resemblance of what they're looking for. My character then kills them, and I cut up their parts in doll parts, and I make them into live adult-sized porcelain dolls for the customer. But then my character's, personality gets a little too out of control. Where now I have no secrets to hide. I'm mentally gone. And now my secret's unraveling. And now my game plan's now unraveling. And now people are catching on to me. And then it's like...
it's a hell of a secret to keep. Wow.
It's like
that's got to be demanding mentally just as a role, let alone somebody doing that in real life.
So what I did to get that psychotic character is I watched a lot of Nicolas Cage movies, and Nicolas.
I've said it for years. Nicolas Cage, man. Nobody turns on the diabolical like that guy,
dude. There was a couple of scenes in this movie where I thought I was pinpoint accurate of what Nicolas Cage does, and when the reactions hit after I did that, because I never told anybody how I was going to do it. I just showed up when they said action, and I wanted to do it. So as soon as I did it, I caught everybody off guard. They loved it. They said, "Damn, that was awesome. Try and do it again." And I had that mentality as the serial killer the whole time. So it's like flipping the switch again. So I've been playing those roles that I've been getting really, really good at it, of knowing when to turn it on, when to turn it really on, and when to bring it back down again. It's really hard if you haven't done it before. You have to learn ranges. But from doing so many movies like that, now it's second nature. Now I know how to train myself. But I'm telling you, man, it takes a lot of energy, a lot of mental shutdown periods that you're going to need after you do it. Because after that movie, I needed like a week to like relax and get back to my mental state again. But when
Sure.
you change,
Because you end up living that character
uh,
when you're in that deep.
yeah, it's hard. I mean, I make sure I'm in it really hard of that
Oof.
character. But then I do a lot of studying, a lot of research,
Sure.
hard at home even. Sometimes I go outside and do it. But once it's done, then it's the breaking away from the character that's the hardest part. But once you do it, then and you're gone with that inside your system, then it's easy. But I don't go right back to those characters just for a little bit because I just need a break from it. But
Got
then but then I come back to it again and then I'm ready to roll. So it's cool. Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of one of my favorite actors, Bill Oberst Jr. He is exactly that type of guy. I can remember when I interviewed him, for 1 second, he's just, like you, just, explaining his method. And then all of a sudden he just gives you this look and starts coming into I was like, whoa, fucking hell. He's about to rage.
Yeah.
I love that method of acting.
Yeah.
It's like you become a completely different person. Like you said, you're unlocking that type of darkness. Some people can handle it. Some people need therapy afterwards. So to be able to do that, man, that's really, really fucking amazing. Mortimer says, mad respect. That's how I approach to a character. Because I mean, so many times I've had other actors on and we're talking about method acting. There are those that talk about, oh, well, there's this type and then there's that type. This is the type I use. And then there are those that just put themselves in the head space. No training, like yourself, myself included. I mean, I've been on a stage for 30 plus years, but nothing, prepares you. And I think there's such a body of work out there, especially if you're doing like a serial killer thing, because the country's history is rich with that. Yeah. All you have to do is, like you said, do the research and things like that. So I applaud you for doing that, man.
Cool.
It's tough.
Definitely energy wipe.
Yeah, man. I could only imagine the draining, and as long as you got like that support system outside, that, a wife or best friend or this or that you can just like make me feel normal again,
Yeah. I like to, once that happens and try and just relax.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and take a look at that trailer right now. This one is easily queued up, unlike the one before. And this one is in its entirety. This is Doll of Deceit. Hell yeah, man. Just looking at you. You can see it. And if I remember correctly, 3 of us are actually part of Moonless Media.
Sweet.
If I remember correctly.
Hey, I'll tell you, it's a small world in this industry. Let me tell you.
Yep. I talk to Wayne Burdett all the time.
Yeah.
Just an awesome guy. He has a hell of a way of bringing a wealth of talent together, and I'm very happy to be part of that roster. And I think I remember back when I was talking to him, I noticed, that you were also part of that. Just great company. Amanda is amazing, without a doubt. Is there anywhere that any of our current viewers out there and fans that showed up for you that can find this film? Has it been released yet?
So right now it's going into the editing phase. We just wrapped up that movie not too long. So a lot of the movies that I do are in editing phases, in post-production. You know how long those things take. It could take forever, or it could go really quick, just like ActorStar Films. So it all depends on the production company. But I get paid to act, and I do my job when I'm done, and then it's in the hands of them. So it's all about how fast they want to get it out, or how long they want to keep working on it until it's good to bring it out. So a lot of that it's right now in editing and post-production right now currently. But Return of the Corn Zombies, that's already going to come out February on DVD, streaming networks worldwide. Devil's Night's already out on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
There's a lot of YouTube short films that I did, because I actually do like YouTube movies too, because it's like, hey, a movie's a movie, right? Even though I like the features, but if I like the role and I like the character and I like the story, I just want to have fun, man. I mean, it's all
That's
about
what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, but I'm more of the feature film kind of actor. And
sure.
I have a whole bunch of things that are lined up in 2025 that is blow your freaking socks off, dude.
I keep saying it, man. And anyone that follows me, obviously, on Reapers Underground or my Steve Living Good page, 2025 is the year for indie film. I'm telling you, I've been saying it. I've been feeling it. I mean, I myself, I got a shit ton of projects lined up.
Yeah.
And just like you said, you never know or how long it's going to take for certain films that we do to come out. And I think like 4 or 5 releases coming out in 2025. So I was like, yeah, we're all rising up. All of us, man, all of us down in the trenches. I call us the indie film gorillas. We're down in there. We're coming up.
Yeah.
Oh man, Cody is an aspiring actor as well. He's also my brother in the demonic duo. He says, I switch hard when my corpse paint and robe goes on. I have to pull myself back sometimes. He's very much kind of like yourself, and myself is included, very kind of methody. So it's like, it's that feeling that you said it, the switch goes on and we're somebody different. Reaper himself, when I created this character 15 years ago, it's different from Reaper without the paint. It's I'm lovable. I'm hilarious. But as soon as I step into my character, it's just a whole nother world. It's like, we're bringing the darkness. We get to have fun.
Yep.
And don't have to apologize. What has been some of your most memorable experiences or films?
So I'm always excited in the movies when I pair up with a well-known actor, right? And like, don't forget, I'm still fairly new in this industry, believe it or not.
Right.
I've been full-blown in this industry for just 2 full years. And I've already accomplished over 79 projects already moving forward. With these actors, they've been in here for like decades. Right. And I've been watching them growing up as a kid. And now I could finally act with these, like well-known talents. Those are the reasons why I'm like an adult kid and I'm not really working. To me, it's not like work. To me,
it's very accurate.
Yeah, I'm living out a childhood dream, which I'm actually living it as we speak. And it's just dream come true. You know what I mean? So those are the big things for me whenever I act. It's not only the challenge of it as well, because I want
Yes.
to prove to people I could match up with these talents, right? They're celebrities for a reason, right?
Yes.
Reasons because they have a breakout movie or breakout TV show, and you're known for that, and then it carries with you forever. Guys like us or ladies, right, that
Right.
are upcoming, I believe the turning point is starting to turn now for more of the unknown talent that's going
I
to
agree.
25 to hit hopefully one big movie or one big TV show, and then it could happen to us because eventually the torch is passed down, right? You can't always continue to say, hey, that's the celeb. We've known him for generations, right? There's always going to be new people coming up the pipeline. But when those
Definitely.
do it,
Always.
yeah. So I think 2025 is definitely the year that a lot of us are basically saying, okay, we did our fair share. We made sure that we're ready for this. And as hard as you want to go and want it, 2025 is the year that a lot of us are going to peek right through that. And we're going to show people, hey, we're here now. Now we're the new faces of the entertainment industry. And now we just got to ride that. That's the reason why, like I told you before, in 2025, I put a team together and I created a story called Riddle Games.
Yes.
Now Riddle Games is a cross between Scream, Saw, and Seven, the detective movie with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. So I can all those into one story mode. So we're going to be making this feature film. It's my very first horror feature film that I'm actually creating. So with that, we're filming in March in 2025 in Atlanta, Georgia. And it's going to be roughly around 80 to 90-minute film. I have 3 celebrities already attached to the movie. I have a great writer in Jonathan Henley. I have an awesome director in David Rodriguez from New York.
Wow. Yeah.
And also, I'll be in. So not only casting, but I'm going to be playing, one of the characters. I'm going to be the producer. I'm going to pretty much work a lot of hats on this movie because I want it done the right way. We also have 4 worldwide distribution companies that are very well known that are going to have an opportunity to work with us. And what we're going to do is obviously we're going to pick one of them, but we have very, very well known worldwide distribution companies. And when the movie's done, we'll work with them. They'll get it out worldwide. And we're in it for a franchise. We're not going to start and end with one. We have a whole list of what we want to accomplish with this one movie. So it's going to be something, man. It's going to be big.
It's like giving birth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always say it's like it's one thing to be that hired gun, the guy that comes in, does the role. But with your all the different films that you've done, all the different the roles, genres, it's built you to this point. For some people, it's scary, to step outside. Maybe it's their first directing gig, or let alone a full-blown script. Mortimer out there has The Legend of Bloody Bones coming next year finally, and a lot of people that we know are kind of stepping out and not just doing acting but doing directing or script writing. So I think it's just an exciting time. David Howard Thornton blew the doors off for us. I always have to reference him because that was the first time that the indie horror or just indie film period really made that large of an impact, to say that guess where all the original ideas are. All the new upcoming great storytelling. That's what the mainstream has lost. They don't have any more storytelling to do. Sure, you can do storytelling for, different pieces of history. Well, yeah, that's great. Where's the originality though? Who's coming up? That's why Saw was such a great franchise. Twisted Pictures, those guys were, just came up with this idea that was so avant-garde, and people were drawn to it. Scream as well. So the fact that you have that film that you're making, with like a lot of those different elements, I think you're right. I think it's going to hit. You got the talent and the passion. That's the main thing. Passion. Yeah. We talk about that all the time with all the different people from the industry I've had on the show. That's really what it comes down to. It's believing in what you're doing, and you go for it.
Yeah.
So
I'm addicted. Whenever I get a story in my head, I hit up my team and I can't stop. It's just like, dude, it's like an addiction. Every time I have something good in my head, I always make it into the screenplay, and right away, once I read the script and I think it's good enough, I hit up my team. I'm like, dude, let's get the poster going. Let's get IMDb up. Let everybody know we got something brewing, and then off to casting and let's start filming. That's just my mentality now all the time. And I got like 15 movies that I created that I'm going to be making every single one of them. So now I have a great team to work with. I have great minds alike with me. They all see my vision, and that's how I put my team together. You got to have a team that sees your vision and want to be and go hard for that, because you got people in this industry, man. They talk a great game, and then when it's put up or shut up, they shut up. They don't show up. Dude, get out.
It's true. I mean, films like Killer Cox that I did this year, man, it's going to be a game changer. So many films that were filmed this year that I think are really going to kind of revolutionize things in 2025. So I agree with that. It takes a village to make, there's no I in team kind of thing. It's all those moving parts. And we're so excited for you to get this out and to get your vision out. Do you foresee, like, how the crowdfunding goes and stuff like that? Will you be doing any Indiegogos or anything like that for them?
I'm not really sure, because this movie that I already mentioned that we're doing, Riddle Games. So we have a pitch deck that we have, and we show it to angel investors. Investors we already have that we're talking to currently. They just want to see what the movie's like in front of them and see
probably what proof of concept. Yep,
exactly. So we have that, and we already have angel investors that are in our back pocket right now currently. So once they read the pitch deck, they already told us what they're going to throw at us. They just want to read the pitch deck, and they love the concept. They love everything about it. So
pitch deck is so important,
dude. We're looking anywhere for a minimum $30,000 up to $100,000 from it. So
hell yeah.
With that alone, talking about your first movie that you're ever going to make, and you have that kind of budget right away without making one before, and you got 3 celebs lined up, and you got big distribution lined up, and you got a great crew. Dude, sky's the limit with that.
I agree 1,000%. And Mortimer is also very correct. Curse of the Ghostwriter is also going to be a must-see next year as well, from Johnny Logan Harley. So just so many. I mean, we could go on forever. So, now that we're getting to the top of the hour, is there anything, like, shameless plug time, anything that you want to be plugging for everybody out there in the Morgrot universe that'll be coming up here soon for you?
Just basically everyone that's following me, I definitely do appreciate everything. Fans, followers, friends, family, thanks for all the support. Without you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. I don't want to do it without any or all support. It makes me feel good to know that people appreciate and believe in what I'm trying to accomplish. And pretty much what I'm trying to accomplish is what James Dean did, basically, and that is be my own person. Don't go with the pack. I want to be a lone wolf. I want to create things that has never been done before. That's my mentality. That's what I always want to achieve. I always want to be a role model to people. I want people to look up to me by basically saying he did it his way and never was influenced by anything or anybody else. And he succeeded in it. And now look where he's at. He's helping other people to also help get work in his movies, because that's why I'm a casting director. I want to help people that are struggling in the industry. And when movies and have funding, I would love to pay people and come out and feel like a true actor. A true actor is you want to get paid. You feel like you're an actor. If you're doing it for free, it's not really that great of a feeling. But I want to be able to pay people that work with me on my movies, and I want them to feel like important when they're on set. I want everybody to feel like they're a celebrity themselves. So I'm trying to pave the way to something brand new, interesting, unique for 2025.
And I'm so excited in 2025. Myself, the Lord of Darkness, and David J. Paul are going to be in a film together, finally. Like, for realsies.
Well, we were technically in Return of the Corn Zombies.
Technically, yes. But this one, I think, is going to be that much more special, and that's Creep Footage 3 by Kevin Jenserowski. And, you know, we were talking a little bit about him before broadcast, and oh my goodness, just a passionate guy. And he has definitely assembled some of the best talent, I feel, in indie film, especially indie horror right now. And, you know, the fact that the two of us get to be together in this thing, so excited, man. It's going to be a blast. And
you know what, Steve? I'm going to get you in one of my movies, too. I'm going to send you maybe a script to read, and I'll give you an opportunity to pick a character, and I would love for you to roll with me.
Man, I would love that. I am always down. I know within talking to folks my entire career so far, I can tell who is truly passionate. I love the ideas. I'm there for you, man. That's what the underground has always been about. It's about lifting up the great creative minds in every facet of underground entertainment, because we're taking over people. 2025, mainstream, what's that? Yep. We don't even know what that is. Yep. It's going to be us.
That's true.
Absolutely, man. Shoot it my way. You know I'm down. I'm there for you.
You know it's horror. Yep.
Humble as fuck as usual, everybody out there in the Morgrot universe. You know, if you're an aspiring actor, actress, this is what it's about. It's about being genuine. You have to have that 52-carat ambition that I'm always talking about. Kick the doors down. Don't wait for them to open. You force them open with a sledgehammer. It's the only way to be. Hey. But at the end of the day, though, you don't step on folks.
But Steve, you could always pick up a small person and just throw them through the door and open it, you know?
I mean, I would prefer not to. It's hard to act behind a 3x5. We don't want to do that. But, metaphorically speaking, we can throw that person through the door.
Hey, we're talking horror, man. So...
Oh, hell yeah, man. It has been an absolute blast having you on tonight. I'm glad that we were finally able to make this happen. You definitely can go to Amazon Prime and see him in Devil's Night right now. Go to YouTube. Where can they find those short films that you were?
So there's a movie by James Wrigley. It's called Dollface Origins. And there's another one that I created called The Secret Mechanic.
Yes.
That was a good one. So there's a couple of them out there. There's Lichen Gorge. It's a werewolf short film that I did. Yeah. Lichen Gorge, like the werewolf Lichen, Lyc.
Exactly.
And then Gorge, Gorge. You could see me in there too. There's so many things that are coming out. It's all spread out everywhere. In 2025, a lot more are going to be out. So like we said, it depends on how fast you want to get it out or how long you want to take your time. But I did so many projects, and finally, a lot of the stuff is finally starting to see the light of day now. So,
yeah. Where's the best place to find you on social media?
Well, I'm always on Facebook. If you go to David space the letter J period space Paul Paul, you'll see me on there. My banner picture is called The Morrisons. That's another feature film that I created. Nice. A slide, present day style movie. I'm starring in that with friends of mine, namely Jessica the Black Widow Borga. She's a former MMA women's champion.
Oh, watch out!
Yeah, she's playing the movie. I also got some celebrities in that one as well. But if you look at that, that's my current Facebook page. And
nice.
If everybody wants to talk or leave private messages, I'm open to talking to a lot of people, always meeting new people, always collaborating with new people. I'm always out there. And then Instagram, if you go to david.j.paul.
Gotta love how we got to do that, right?
Yeah. Then that's my Instagram page as well. So yeah, I'm mainly on Facebook though. That's where I do all my work, all my business.
For sure.
Talk to everybody just to, have some fun there as well.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody out there joining us on a Monday night for this epic badass actor, David J. Paul. Thank you so much. And if you missed it live, don't forget you can catch the replay on Reapers Underground and corresponding YouTube channels. Don't forget Tracks of the Damned tomorrow night, as we're going to be doing an album review of the band Distant. And you're definitely not going to want to miss that one. And a lot of the other end of season finales for all the shows here on Morgrot Entertainment, the Horror Barbecue, and of course, the goddamn program. So as you guys are either still in the midst of having a good Monday evening and you decide to check out some of David J. Paul's phenomenal films, just remember to always stay heavy.
Thank you for joining us on Reapers Underground. Stay tuned for more from Morgrot Entertainment in association with Black Flame Entertainment.